Hello everyone, and welcome to our latest developer update stream where we'll be diving into everything coming with Season of Divine Intervention, which is arriving on December 11th, rolling out around 8:30 p.m. We've got a big show for you today. I'm joined by some very familiar faces, some new ones, but some familiar ones, to take you through everyone here. First off, we've got Miss Aislinn Hall. Welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm Aislinn. I typically work on seasons. I'm on the final design team as a systems designer.
And hi, my name is Owen Leach. I am the lead encounter designer, and I'm also the seasons lead for Season of Divine.
Hey, I'm Art. I'm the designer. Designer for design team.
I'm game director on Diablo.
And a PSA for everyone at home. I've got the AC here, and before. PSA for everyone at home. And there's a lot of us, so it's going to be me. But I will be holiday choice soon. We do have a Twitch drop for the stream. Be sure to link your account and watch any eligible channel. Hilted Striker One-Handed Sword Cosmetic. So you might lab now. So yeah, eligible check. So we've got a ton of cover for season. We have the PC October was like ago. Thank you all for season of Inferno. If you haven't gotten Pandora from the season, make sure to we're going into learning. We're going to at the end of the stream, we are going to have the team grab the stream, and then at the end we will today. Before we do that, we do have to go through everything. So take a look.
Welcome, everyone, to our Season of Divine Intervention developer update. I'm Art Peshkov, and today I'm excited to share something before. Let's dive right in, starting with itemization. Tempering and work getting a big overhaul. Focus on what matters most: customization and prestige. From now on, there will be no more random rolls. You will now be able to select the specific temper you want. While these tempered affixes have various ranges on them, there is now a chance for the applied affix to be a greater affix. While items can now only have one tempered affix, as opposed to two, we're increasing the number of base affixes found on non-unique items from 3 to 4. Lastly, tempering charges can be restored indefinitely. Masterworking now improves the overall quality of the item, giving a direct bonus to affixes as well as armor or resistance. Masterwork your items up to a maximum quality of 25. Here's the best part. If you hit max quality, you get one final roll for a capstone bonus. This capstone bonus masterworks an affix, which boosts its value by 50%. This boost stacks with the greater affix bonus and the effects of quality. You'll be able to re-roll that masterworked affix without losing your hard-earned masterworking quality. These changes are designed to give you more control, more excitement, and more opportunities to build your perfect character. In order to better equalize effective health across classes and builds, we're making several changes to the way effective health interacts with damage reduction and how those individual stats are calculated. Player defenses are properly tested and climb through difficulty tier. More emphasis on gear survivability. Weapons are more impactful than velocity is now no matter the previous renown potions. And here's the real game changer. Potion healing is now instant and percentage based. Whenever you use a potion, you'll heal 35% of your total health immediately. But that's not all. The potions you pick up, you'll slowly regenerate every second. Coming your way. To balance things out, we're bringing life on hit as a affix. We've also boosted the values for life regeneration, life on kill, and healing percent. These stats are now easier to find and more powerful than before. And finally, portion of our health, these changes giving you more ways to stay alive and thrive in Sanctuary. Shifting from a much more of life that's drained to heal you over time. It works. It's all about giving you more ways to survive the tough battles and strategize your defenses as you climb through the tiers.
Ready. Express. Their tactics have level of challenge. We've had evils, each own evidence but just three negative and double the bonus legendary power. Once you sanctify an item, it becomes. That's the final step in your item's journey, so make it count.
We're introducing Season Rank as an update to our previous player progression system, Season Journey. This update introduces a change to how players progress through seasons, with a slew of new challenges ahead. Let's talk first about tiers. Each tier now requires you to complete a challenge, usually a capstone dungeon, before you can move up to the next rank. If you're up for it, you don't have to wait for the recommended level or difficulty. This means you can now enter Torment before max level, if you can beat max level challenges early. So, if you're feeling brave, you can take on these capstone dungeons early and push your limits. Some of the notable rewards, alongside skill points and Paragon points, will be gaining access to Pit and Tower after beating Capstone 2, gaining access to seasonal laurels at rank 3, receiving the seasonal to gilded laurels at rank 7. Climb through the difficulty. Dungeons are designed to challenge you at every adjusted level. Scale. Here's a look into the journey ahead. Within the seasonal realm, you can earn additional benefits tied to your player progress through the new season rank system. Completing various challenges will unlock specific benefits. And when you finish an entire rank, you'll earn powerful bonuses. Season rank rewards additional skill points at ranks 1 through 3, and Paragon points at rank 3. The eternal realm. Experience.
Build has inspired our resource as your life or grant only using it for defenses not and to associate slightly small. Grave minion just on your or to drop these initially targeted with improves consistency with skill druids game are skills and attacks enemies faster. Add will be constant along the way. Cast afterwards, and once you have cast every brawling skill on your bar, they are all enabled. The more damage are all traverse the battle. War well. Red. A coming where one interesting this stage I imagine while the were the brand is just update the tower. You'll need the obelisk. Each with you're guaranteed will appear. You'll always get so keep an eye out for those hits with right power for triumphant to repeat. After your tower run, you'll have your on the core functionality, feedback, updates. Tower and leaderboard will be enabled later in the season. Stay tuned for updates, block and notes. See just these divine see you all in sync.
That was a lot. That was a lot. I mentioned earlier the season 5. So follow but if you have because we them I mean, I did the battling it out. Mainly, maybe one like that. You now walk up to one of the pop and
also got up into it. But it's awesome. We really check it out. We also did Upper City of specific pain. Different with different a little more engaging. We fixed the bug. We player hold. You're not gonna have to sit there and watch. That bothering us. You over and obviously that can make time super change much of that. We changed our levels anymore. But bosses sorry. Also to that to untapping also evil so could interact with effect. Yeah, clear. It will matter which one you pick. This how you add a twist on is evolve that. So, joy 20 plus is one board at all the outliers right? Like no. will be heard often or so we good hard how board with how often they to make sure combat changes or something. So we did a pass on all. An updated the champion, a little bit of aura, but now they're going to have like a blue and yellow shimmer. So stand the pack, remove the overhead icon for noise. So you know, I what's for? Yeah, it's one. It isn't a spot. It's for.
I actually remember the first time I got I realized we were actually like making a blue icons and like doing yellow. I was just like, this is awesome. So I'm super excited for you to try it out if you can try it on the PTR too.
I think this is an invention so many times in our like phases, so just phases just it's kind of done. People, if a few days ago, so speakers if you have for a while. Some coming out. Feedback. Really
Is really cool. Swings with season. Like to really what we need the BTR is that when you temper a item, you now have upgrade in text, which is something. Damage, armor, or resistance of your item. Quality is also going to increase the just so you'll be the axis.
So this
Yeah, everything. We, but a little bit too optimization from the system. So
Capstone can anymore specific that you want to. We we made a couple of applications. Is that so that one change or use or mythic unique. So more stuff to the legendary legend. Toilet, some kind of crazy shit in there. So revise like make a GA. Make DR. So we weren't for the thing when I hit is toughness. We and
Yeah, so a lot of efficiencies. I'm really excited for sanctification. I'm really I feel like a lot of please don't put the game. There, but yeah, really exciting changes, and I'm pumped for the differences to tempering. That's going to be really season. Next up, we do have things changing.
Three talks here I'm going to be talking through. The first is actually just general economy and leveling changes. I want to touch on a few things, so please clap. There's going to be that's great. And that's in addition to adding vendors to the training grounds that we did in PTR, so it's just a lot nicer quality of life. And is so no more running around. You'll just be able to grab them immediately and zap wherever you want. And then the other economy and leveling thing we have is look to the reward. They didn't feel like super focused when you went into the Undercity, and they also didn't feel like they were giving you appropriate loot at various points in the player. It's a lot better now. If you're low level and you go into the one that gives you experience, it will give you quite a bit more experience. Not 40 levels maggot or Asmodean worth, and you actually run your tributes. Like, they're super worth it now. They give you lots of great stuff. So go in there and try out the Undercity. It's going to be great. And, you know, Dario's going to be
Vessel Hatred and haven't played it since. We've changed so much. I mean, talk about all those tributes. We even added new tributes for Endario specifically, and it's going to be way more rewarding. And just mechanically, it's been updated across. So really definitely check it out. Yeah.
Do it. But yeah, moving on to season ranks, the new feature we added in the PTR. So we straight up just added 12 more. They're going to be distributed in large and small clusters throughout the season rank system. It's also available on Eternal Renown as well. And then we also found rewards from actually beating a capstone dungeon don't actually feel significant enough for like how it feels like it should be. And so we increased the number of skill points from them that give you loot are just like way better as well. So highly encourage you to go try out the capstones pretty much as soon as you're capable of doing it, because it's going to be a huge burst of Yes, it's a big burst. And then finally, we added all the cosmetic goodies to season ranks that were omitted from PTR. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff in there, including lore that goes on your character's nameplate, so you can show off how good at the game you are. And there's also a golden laurel you can get from beating the last season rank, which is going to be pretty last season rank. So for all those people that have been saying like, oh, I wish there was like more, the game was asking me to do more things because I want to play more Diablo, there are objectives that are asking you to do quite a few things. Yeah.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like with Season of Witchcraft, like seeing everyone flying around with Dorian, like
oh yeah,
seeing that extra kind of peacock, because now the pet that you're in this season will be rank 5. You beat rank 5.
Yes.
So now to see like once you're in town, see people walking around with their golden laurels, it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And I know like there was a lot of feedback in the PTR regarding how long it takes to defeat a capstone boss. Like I know. But it's nice to hear that we have like kind of sped up that boss experience to make them a bit faster. Still very challenging, but you can complete them a bit more quickly. Very
yeah. We wanted to make sure that when you're going through capstones, it's fairly snappy, because it's going to be something that you're going to be doing, you know, season over season. So we don't want you to feel like you're stuck in a capstone dungeon. You're not going to be stuck in the fights and stuck in the dungeon for too long. We also kind of realized that optional objectives didn't exactly vibe with the concept of capstone dungeons too well. The thing, and you're out of there. And we also did a pretty neat thematic pass on all the capstone dungeons. There's like new, well, not new tile sets, but like different tile sets. The grim, you know, like the grim atmosphere of the Diablo franchise now. So pretty excited for you guys to check it all out. It's going to be great.
Yeah, with the return of capstones, you know, it's something that we had previously in the game, and a lot of them getting these to kind of be leveled up and be that same kind of tier of iconic place thematically is really cool. I'm super excited for people to see it.
Yeah. And I love the feeling like when you go, okay, I die, that's fine, but being able to do that at kind of any point and be like, okay, I'm going to roll the dice. We're going to gamble here and see how it works out. It's a fun feeling. I like doing that and dying far too much. So I'm pumped that they're coming back. It's great.
Me too. I love trying to see low level. Try to go in as low level as possible. So season over season, I will definitely be like, well, maybe I could do the first one at level 20, and I'll probably be wrong, but we'll see.
Yeah. Just calling out from Twitch chat. Sweaters on sweat levels. You starting to cut?
It's a little misty.
Yeah, it's starting to brew. No, nothing too bad, but yeah,
we're makeup people in here.
We all came in
side bets in the
Sweaters
production
or
room
black.
as to when we start sweating. So,
We're getting 3-on-3 right now.
so we're gonna have to cook on that. Unreal. Thank you for that, Aislinn.
Yeah, of course.
Now, Sir I feel like every season you've always got a ton of feedback to sift through. This PTR was no different. You know, there was a lot of feedback around the Sork teleport changes that people seem to be PTR.
Definitely, yeah. I'll talk about that. You know, Sork teleport changes was probably one of the biggest points of feedback on class balance and class tuning that we got. Basically, we made some changes testing on PTR. And so we've looked at rechanging those around so that you can use the Oculus unique to really unlock this teleport build. Now, build into this like repeated chain teleporting kind of build, but it's going to really be empowered by the Oculus unique. Also, on the topic of sorcerers, in the previous season, in Season of Infernal Chaos, we had popular and kind of fan favorite ones. There was the Mana Shield Chaos perk, which converted your mana pool as a Sork into your health total. And so we said, hey, this has been really popular, really successful. It was already trying to do something similar, but now that we had this this alternative version of it that we know was really successful, we decided to move it in there. On the PTR, we tested that out, and of course, there's some chaos to now everybody can get it with this mythic unique, and that caused a few problems, to put it lightly. Basically, there's a lot of effects in the game that say, you know, do something for every point of resource. Give you thousands and thousands of your resource, whether it be mana or fury or whatever per class. And that was problematic. So on a lot of the cases, we had to implement caps on them. Say, okay, and we have players did not like that. You guys did not like those caps. They were kind of shoehorned in a lot of different places, really just to make this one unique work. And also, we missed a few of them. They were a little bit overpowered there. So instead, post-PTR, we looked at the Melted Heart of Selig and retuned it a little bit. We still wanted to keep that fantasy of my resource goes up and my resource is my life total now. So instead, it's going to simply double your resource pool, still a lot of bonus, and then the damage that you're taking is going to be converted at a ratio down to your resource. So it's not going to be a straight 1-to-1 like it was previously. Now it'll convert at a ratio. You'll still be very tanky. It'll still convert the damage to your resource as your life total, but it won't be breaking so many other aspects of the game. And of course, we've then removed all various legendary effects across every other class.
As a Sork main, I'm super excited, Oculus, to have teleport.
Yeah.
But also for everyone else who doesn't play Sork, they get to experience some of the cool stuff that we have the Melted Heart. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Yeah, I feel like you're telling me that if Melted Heart of Selig drops, I should be excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more powerful than it was. It's still going to be and interesting synergies and interactions with that double-sized mana pool because all those effects are uncapped. Like they were on PTR, they were capped, so now they're all uncapped. So it's still going to be a very powerful unique. From the previous season, we've definitely heard the feedback, and I felt it myself. You know, some builds definitely felt like they were kind of lacking because they really relied on some of those perks or armor. You know, I was having both Rod Kapeleke and Sepizantek, something you can't really do, won't be able to do moving forward. I love breaking the game that way. And I think everyone here on the team has heard that feedback, and we really like the way that acted to kind of allow you to play new and interesting builds. We're going to be taking that feedback and looking for ways to reintegrate these types of effects and these like design learnings around the Chaos perks and Chaos armor into future updates. So, you know, one example was that Melted Heart of Selig update, and we're going to continue to do that moving forward.
I think that's one of the fun reminders of like why seasons can be so fun is that we can do these we can do some crazy shit
Yeah.
and see what that Towers did, Chaos Armor did resound so well with players, and that it made a ton of fun different build combinations. So and neat that we're looking at it into the future. Really.
Real quick, I also want to chime in of some other learnings from season 12, or excuse me, season of Infernal Chaos. There we go. It was 10 anyway. Right, yeah. The great things about the season of Infernal Chaos was there were all these uniques that Charles was talking about. There was multiple avenues to collect those different uniques, and that's something that we wanted to carry through. We found that players didn't always enjoy just sitting in game mode and just slaughtering Duriel on loop for 4 hours straight. So we carried that feedback into the season of Divine Intervention, and we have a lot of different routes to collect these awesome mythics and uniques. And for example, if maybe only the lair boss drops, well, you can go into Undercity and kill Andariel, and she might drop it. And then if she doesn't, she'll drop a Corrupted Essence that you could then pick up and take to the Hawazar Overland. So we want to allow players to sort of choose their own path to the loot that they're looking for. So we're not sort of locking you in any specific activity. And you from loot pool is everything from the layer bosses, so you can get it that way, right? And it's really up to you to play the game the way you want to play.
Yeah, it's so nice having that variety too, because like we've all been there where come on, like I know you know what I want, you got to drop it. So having a few different avenues that just kind of keep it fresh and have some different ways to get those uniques is nice. Variety is the spice of life after all.
Indeed.
Just going to keep reminding people throughout the stream, we are collecting your questions. Do drop those. And I know, like for Charles too, like he did touch on like definitely the highlights of the class balance changes that we got from PTR. 11,000 words, so they won't be hitting in all localizations immediately. We'll have them eventually, but the blog is out in all languages. So for any other nitty-gritty details, you can definitely go check those out there. Another thing we did big this past season was the tower and leaderboards. It was really, really cool to see the arrival of leaderboards in Diablo 4. The tower was a really great experience. Get a lot of feedback, do a lot of testing. Zavid, I know you're very busy with all the feedback you had from the players, and tell us a little bit about that.
So yeah, just 11,000 words. That's just for all this other has been playing the PTR. For people who didn't check it out, the tower and the leaderboard kind of feature is in the game in the beta format. It's something we haven't really done in the past, but the intent. We really want your feedback. It's something that we're committing to developing over a long period of time to put in the effort, to put in the work, but also make sure that it's being done in a very responsible way. Wonderful players of Diablo that we have. It's actually one of our pillars is total Diablo 4 mastery. That is what this mode should be highlighting. So it's not just the pit story. We want to add as much depth to the player's decision making here as possible, and some of it is going to be a bit nuanced, and we anticipate it's going to be coming up more and more over time, but it kind of starts with the tower. So again, thank you everyone for checking it out on the PTR. It will not be launching with the Season of Divine Intervention, however. The tower will remain year with patch 252. This is actually kind of just to make sure that we have some stability with the season launch, and then when the tower shows up, it's online and people are kind of ready to tackle it. A little bit about some of the learnings that we've got. This is still a beta, and we haven't really developed a feature like this openly with the community with as much transparency as we're intending to have, I think, ever. A bit of a different way that we're going to be talking about this, and we're going to be having a lot more kind of information dropping and discussions with the community over time. So look forward to that. But I kind of wanted to also take a little bit of time and just say that version that we have is kind of rough. That was the intention. We wanted to get eyes on it right away. We wanted to make sure that the version that we're committing to is the one that's right for the game, it's right for the community. So there's a couple big I addressed a few of them. So one is fishing. If anyone ever played Greater Rifts in Diablo 3, yeah, it's a concept that kind of took over that mode a little bit. And very easy for us to kind of, turn off the capability to fish entirely. It's, we just put a lever penalty or something on it, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to get ourselves into a position or get the tower into right? You messed up, you hit the wrong button, something hit you when you didn't want it to, whatever it is. We don't want you to feel compelled or required to have to finish the run. So we want to do everything we can to I don't want to this. So instead, the kind of idea is we want to remove as much of the severe outliers from the tower as possible. Owen talked a little bit, I think, right, about some of the thing we're looking at for everything. So there's a couple bosses that were misbehaving that we're looking at. They'll be taken away and spoken to, and someday they'll come back when they're doing better. Environmental side, right? Like the game has a ton of environments, a bunch of tile sets as we call them, and some of them are more conducive to kind of the blaster play and the kind of competitive mode. A bunch of them out. And one of them that we tried out was our cave, just the old reliable standard cave. Yeah, caves suck. They're terrible for this. So they're out. They're out. They're not coming back. With how do you make this, because they look beautiful. The art is amazing. Our art teams did a fantastic job, but they're not the right thing for this. So we want to aim at consistency and make sure that the mode just visual variety in it just for its own sake. So some of that stuff we're anticipating is going to help solve the fishing problem, but it's not going to be something we're going to solve in a day. We know it's going to take time, and we're committed to doing that healthy place. So one of the other things is, when we say like total Diablo 4 mastery, it's not just your preparation, getting your gear, your build in order. It's not just that. It's also kind of the as you play. And a big part of Diablo 4 is you don't actually know exactly what's going to happen at all times. There's a huge degree of randomness and RNG that the best players can just deal with, no matter what. No matter at them, they can deal with it. So we want to preserve that as much as possible. And there's other things like navigation in the environment and things like that that are other facets of skill expression for the player. So all this comes down to something as simple as through the tower and you kill elites, or if you're lucky enough to find a goblin, they'll drop orbs as you murder them. And those orbs will drop on the floor and you need to go and pick them up. Hit by whatever thing the elites are thrown at you or whatever is again another facet of skill expression in the game. But we do recognize that in some cases, you kill a guy and it just sucks. So there are things that we're trying to do to have them drop a little smarter, to have them drop kind of towards the flow of play and towards the player who did the kill. And all the hazards and stuff that are in play from the elites and stuff like that, but it's not like, oh, I have to backtrack in this dungeon to pick up the orb. This is something we can find, but again, it's little things like that that we want to make sure we're listening to you guys, that we are building this mode in service to you guys to have that awesome competitive environment, which is kind of the last big topic, I guess, is really similar to the pit. And it's like, yeah, it totally is. And so one of the other kind of pillars that we've got is what we've called only in Diablo. Both modes share a lot of DNA with Rifts and Greater Rifts from Diablo 3. And so they're very similar right now. But one of the reasons for that is the pit has been kind of a surrogate. So going forward, what we're actually looking to do is not just differentiate the pit, from the tower from where the pit is at, but also the pit as well. Both modes we feel need to kind of move to be the best versions of themselves. Players deserve to have a really awesome end game grinding mode like the pit, and they deserve to have a really awesome, stable, competitive mode like the tower. And there should be no compromise for making one mode, right? So fuck it, let's make two. And we'll make one for the people who want to do leaderboard climbing, and we'll make one for the people that want to be grinding the end game. And both modes could be the best version of themselves, but that's going to take time, right? And so Tower's going to be similar because it's starting at the same foundation, and over time it'll kind of change, it'll morph, it'll be its own thing, and the pit will suddenly have all this space that's freed up to occupy. It doesn't have to be kind of this pseudo competitive mode. It can be as crazy as we want. So. Exciting. I'm excited. Look forward to more information on that again in the new year, and I hope to see everyone on the leaderboards.
To note for the people at home, you will not see patch notes for the tower, although we did make a huge suite of changes following feedback from the PTR, so expect that for patch 252, where we'll give you more updates related to some feedback we got around. So no, Zavin, that's fantastic. I know, we got so much feedback related to how much the pit and the tower do feel very similar. But for the people at home too, check out the blog, because we do have a bit. We're going to be in different stages, so your feedback will be critical as we develop this in tandem with you, just like Zavin said. So please keep giving us your feedback, because this will help shape the mode to make something that's competitive and challenging and exciting. Which is awesome. So I hope you've been dropping your questions in chat, because we will be heading over to Q&A. So I know we do have, there's a few burning questions. I'm going to kick it off with one question that we've definitely seen throughout. And that is, will Chaos Armor be coming back?
Yeah, I can start. Season of Infernal Chaos was definitely one of our most successful seasons in terms of seasonal theme. Chaos Armor, people loved Chaos Armor. Everyone did. Players, devs, everyone loved Chaos Armor. And the Chaos perks as well. A lot of Steam together. And we're definitely committed to taking those learnings and applying them as we make future updates. I mean, I was talking earlier about the Melted Heart of Selig and how that was inspired by the Mana Shield Chaos perk. And I think Armor was a resounding success. Let's take those learnings and apply them to our future updates. Right? We have seasonal itemization, with sanctification, as Art discussed here, and that's our. And it's definitely, we're looking at the lessons learned from Chaos Armor and thinking about where is the best way to bring back that build crafting, that variety, that just saying Armor just is now permanently part of the game, comes with its own set of problems. And we want to make sure that we take the time to take the best parts of it and incorporate it in the game the right way.
Yeah. Chaos Armor, right? It was very powerful, and intentionally so, because we knew that it was going to be going away after the season was over. So totally agree, Charles, in the sense that if we just were oh, actually, and wait, this isn't just sunshine and rainbows. So there are definitely a lot of really amazing things about it. And, Charles, I thought you were saying we all really love it here.
Yeah, Chaos Armor was chaos for sure. And yeah, it definitely meant to be a flash in the pan and not something you'd have to, tune around for seasons and seasons to come. So
yeah, I think Class Team would hate us.
Jumping into some questions from Twitch chat. First up, we've got Mippy. The patch notes say that base monster health is being increased. Does this also mean pit bosses?
Yeah, I can take that. No, pit scalers. So it's referring to monsters, just regular monsters, not even elites or champions. They operate on their own thing. So no, pit boss health will be the same as it always been.
Regular monsters, as in just non-elites, non-bosses, just the little.
The trash packs. Awesome. Cool. Never Justice. Cool stuff. Love the new mode. Does it yield any loot though? Or
So sorry, what was the name?
the name was Never Justice.
Never Justice. All right, thank you, Never Justice. Not going to be a reward layer or anything like that. Part of this is making sure that if we're going to attach cool stuff to this mode, it better be stable. The community needs to accept it. They need to look at it. And we just want to be really mindful that, again, this is something new that we're doing. We're launching this with a beta tag, that we're not going to be putting ourselves and putting the player in a position where they feel like they have to choose the thing found next or whatever. We really are being really careful to make sure we don't endanger all the other cool stuff that we've got in the Season of Divine Intervention with this. That being said, the plan is eventually compete against themselves. What is the best I've done in the tower? And then another one for people who are really focused on the leaderboard, right? How far have I risen above others in the leaderboard? And then making sure that both are rewarded for their effort. Functional rewards like items and gear and things like that, currencies, but also cosmetics. And we'll have more detail on this kind of in the coming year, but look forward to it.
And one other tidbit of info I do want to include is that your access to the tower will be through the season rank system. So I believe it's rank 3 that you need to complete that gives you access to the tower.
I think it's
or early next year, which I'm sure you'll do. But that is the key piece of info. So
One quick thing to add, besides the reward track, just to answer the question at a fundamental level, the monsters inside the tower don't drop loot.
But the XP.
I'm actually really excited about the personal reward track. I'm looking forward to it because I don't think I'm going to be a Giga gamer and getting to the top ranks, but I can do something.
As a filthy casual myself, it's nice to have stuff for the rest of us. That's for
sweaty.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sweating right now.
See the rest of you on the hardcore board.
The hard. Yeah.
At Diablo, is Azmodan in the game forever, or is he just for this season?
Yeah, I can take that one. Azmodan and his 2 nipple rings are here. Coming soon. No, just kidding. So to be specific about it, Azmodan as the world boss will stay in the rotation moving forward. So we'll kill them all. For all the seasons to come, specifically the How Is Our event, where you interact with the shrines and you trade in the corrupted essences and that sort of stuff, that's seasonal only. But as in a world boss will be.
Oh my god. What a cute face.
Yeah.
Oh.
Scroll down. Oh,
I just want to squish those cheeks.
Iggy _ players who play the seasonal realm now. Do they get these skill Paragon points through the seasonal rank? But then if they go to Eternal, do they have to do the Renown over on Eternal? Okay, interesting.
So if you go onto the seasonal realm and you earn your progression in the seasonal realm, you will actually in the Eternal realm. So if you get those skill points, if you get those Paragon points, it will unlock in the Eternal realm as well. It will not carry over if you get them in the Eternal realm and go to the seasonal realm though. So you still have to re-earn the seasonal stuff.
Hell yeah. Do the new cosmetic titles, like the final golden laurel, one you just mentioned, do they last just during the season, or is it permanent? And is that a character-wide unlock, or is it only for the one that you completed that season rank on?
Yeah, golden laurels, those will be seasonal only. So you can show everyone in the world how amazing your seasonal characters are for that season, but you will have to go into a new season and earn the new gilded laurels in the season. So you're going to have to be a sweaty nerd. You know, we love that stuff over here. And I believe that it is account-wide. So if you get it on one character, you know, basically your account for that season is, you know, yeah.
Unreal. All right. The dude Thor at Diablo tower and board if you're interested in. As we mentioned, that'll be hitting early 2026. So we'll have a nice holiday vacation, we'll have a break, and then we'll reset. I know personally, it can be good, it can be bad. And I know that leaderboards and the tower is definitely something that will be much better to chew on post-holidays. So yeah, early January. Okay. Teleport enchant cooldown with CDR or evade cooldown reduction.
I don't recall that off.
Very specific question.
Very specific question. Definitely take a look
in the
at
weeds.
the patch notes. This is one of those caught in the 11,000 words of the patch notes. Definitely go and check that out. It'll have all the details in there.
Unreal.
Dope.
Dirk, we already got a question from Dirk. I'm sorry, Dirk. We did answer one of your questions already. Therid, what is meant with the damage drastically reduced in the new Melted Heart of Selig tooltip?
Alluded to it a little bit there. Previous version of Mana Shield, the Chaos perk from the previous season, converted damage at a 1-to-1 ratio. If you used to take 100 damage, that your life would go down by 100. Now there's now a conversion ratio where if you would take 100 damage, it doesn't do 100 mana damage. It does a much smaller amount. It does, I don't know the exact number of the conversion. Functionally provides a damage reduction in a way, and so the goal here is that it is still a very good tanky item. Even though it's only doubling your mana pool, it's not giving you tanky it would have been if you had had that much, and it was the 1-to-1 conversion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a mythic item, so like the conversion is going to be very powerful for your defense.
Okay. This one specifically from Ruin. Why the 2-day delay? Is every next season going to start Thursday instead of the standard Tuesday? We'll let you know when the next season comes out, but for this season, we're just starting on a Thursday. It's 30 starts. I know it'll be different for us. We'll be up a little bit later, but the nice thing is across the world, it'll be hitting at different times, so maybe it's a nicer time for someone in a different part of the world. So there you go.
I'm going to be up way too late.
Yeah,
that
it'll be like night by 10 o'clock, so
yeah,
it'll be fine. Okay. Oh, this is going to be another in the weeds number one, so this will be a challenge to answer on the fly. X on par with Cap in season 10. I have no idea how to plan my character with the changes to defense.
I'll take that one. Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, we selection screen. So like when you're choosing a Torment 1, Torment 2, Torment 3, Torment 4, in that tooltip, it'll say, we'll give you a recommended toughness value to shoot for. And that should be enough to start playing in that Torment tier. You can think of this as analogous to hitting Cap in the previous system, but even if you really remember, like even resistance in the old system, at one new recommended toughness values are actually a little bit more reliable of a way to tell you you must be this tall to be in this difficulty tier than the old Cap system.
Question from Oh My God, Get Good. Question, great name. Great. Question for devs: how are you going to ensure the leaderboards are fair?
Yeah, I think when it comes to fairness, we have sort of limited tools with what we have in the game today, I think, to get what people are really hoping for. Which is effort against other people. So it's not going to happen in a Season of Divine Intervention, and we don't actually have a specific date to talk about right now, but we have talked about looking at what is a mode like in Diablo 4. And we're going to have to figure that out. It's not a one-to-one conversion between any other game that's ever done this. In Diablo 4, we have our shared open world as just like a big difference, right? So a lot more complex situations, but it is something we're committed to doing. So that will eventually be coming online. And when it does, we think that should go a long way to kind of and fairness in the leaderboards. The other part of this is balance, right? Making sure that the various classes, they at least have some degree of parity, and that the results from the tower have a trash tier run that is possible because you got the worst environments, the worst monsters, the worst pylons, and the worst boss, and things like that. So that's something that's going to be massaged kind of over time. Monsters, you know, we've got our combat up to snuff now, I think, with the latest work done by our wonderful Encounters team. And then classes is kind of this ongoing thing, right? We always have new class, and that'll be a moving target. But with everything else, we're hoping that we get a lot of stability, and that should ensure a huge degree of fairness to the leaderboards over time.
Oh yeah, yeah. And like we said, it's going to be an iterative mode. We're going to keep tweaking. And like you said, Davin, you know, those bosses that we had temporarily are going to be in the old cave dungeon, tucked away for a little bit.
Yeah, they get to go together.
Yeah, they can just hang out over there.
Straight to jail.
Yeah.
Straight to jail. Straight to cave. Cascade again. Question: from the new season rank feature, will you be able to gather all the skill points, not Paragon, just all the skill points, by the time you're level 60?
Yes, you should be able to. Use to pursue the objectives, but it is theoretically possible. You may, you know, depending on your pace of like what objectives you're focusing on, you might get 1 or 2 skill points after them.
Unreal. Okay, well, thank you, everyone. That brings us to the end of Q&A. Those are some fantastic questions. Thank you to everyone for being here. Thankfully, I don't know, Owen, it hasn't gotten too sweaty. So thank you all for tuning in and watching. For Season of Divine Intervention, we will have a reliquary that will be coming out, which you can go and check out. For everyone who's interested in the new season, our blog patch notes are live. The patch notes are 11,000 words. The blog is quite long as well, so you've got a lot to read and catch up on over the next little bit.
Frankly, the patch notes scare me. There's a lot.
They're big. They're big. Control F
a lot.
won't save you this time. They're substantial. They're very substantial. But yeah, we've got tons hitting with the new season. Like I mentioned, we've got those reliquary rewards that are going to be hitting, and then we've got our new seasonal pet. You can reach rank 5 to earn this lovely, beautiful bird, who I believe his name is Electa. As you can go and grab that from rank 5. We also, for the next season, just a brief overview, we have Sanctification that's going to be specific to Season of Divine Intervention. Hadriel's back with the Divine Gifts. And then we will have those new seasonal ranks and capstone dungeons for you to go out and conquer to get those seasonal rewards. To sum all of that up, we've got this excellent infographic that has all the information you might need. This will live on the blog as well, and we'll have this in all languages. But yeah, take a gander. There's lots to feast on in this upcoming season. It's going to be going in and playing all the lesser evils. So we're really excited for that. And the day after the season goes live, we will have Twitch drops for you. So watch any eligible channel for 2 hours, and you'll get the Barbute Hacker one-handed cosmetic. Pretty gnarly. But to reiterate, Season of Divine Intervention goes live on December 11th, and the season's going to start rolling out at 8:30 p.m. So that's when you'll what's going out. So go shower them with some love and go have a great time there. And a very important reminder, on December 11th, tune into the Game Awards. Now I'm going to repeat that. Look at me. December 11th, tune into the Game Awards. All right? Thank you all for being here. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you in Sanctuary for Season of Divine Intervention.
Let's go.
Thanks, y'all.
Yeah. See you guys.